All right, a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Tonight, we have the matchup everybody wanted to see last year, but we get it this year.
1 year
Nick
later.
Donohue, yeah, no doubt. It is the Berkeley Prep Buccaneers and the Cocoa Tigers live from Richard Dick Blake Stadium. I'm Alan Zlotorzynski, joined by my broadcast partner, Nick Donohue. And Nick, tonight, make sure our sound is good here, real quick, before we get absolutely rolling. And the next thing you know, we have the fiasco we had happen last week.
No fiascos this week. None. I can't promise anything, but I do believe none. I feel good about it. I feel confident about it.
I think we sound good here. So. All right, there we go. We're good. All right, Nick. So tonight we got Berkeley Prep, led by the legendary Dominic Ciao and Coach, or I'm going to call Coach because he said we could, right?
Yep.
Dominic Ciao.
Ciao,
baby.
Ciao or Ciao?
Dominic Ciao of Berkeley Prep tonight, and he is a legend. When you talk about Coach Ciao, he's led 22 teams to the playoffs. He's 17 years at Jesuit, where he was 109 and 57. Of course, since 2007, he's been at Berkeley Prep. 272 career wins for Ciao. And, of course, last year, that coveted state championship, his program delivered him with the upset win over Miami Norland. For Coco, it's head coach Ryan Schneider. Schneider is in his 7th season for the Tigers, and he's not done too bad either, Nick. If you look at Coach Schneider and what he has done, back-to-back state championships. He is 71 and 18, a former UCF quarterback. But even more impressive, Nick, may be Schneider's record in the playoffs. He's 21 and 4. We got the national anthem here. All right, the national anthem here at Richard Dick Blake Stadium. Once again, everybody, good evening. Alan Zlotorzynski and Nick Donohue with you as the Cocoa Tigers and Berkeley Prep Buccaneers get set for battle here tonight. And, Nick, let's talk first about Berkeley Prep. We were talking about Dominic Ciao and his legendary status as a coach in this state. But, as I was looking at Berkeley Prep coming into this game tonight, what struck me about this football team is, A, obviously how well they're coached, B, the little things they do. They tackle really well in open space. They play assignment football. They're a disciplined football team. And they do things on the offensive side of the ball that has seemingly given Coco fits at times this year, meaning running the ball through the middle of the offense. Their quarterback, while he does not throw the football a whole lot, and I'm talking about, of course, the sophomore Cooper Hayes, 74 for 128, 1,203 yards and 12 touchdowns. He doesn't turn the football over, and he can drop it in a breadbasket. So it shouldn't surprise Coco fans if Berkeley Prep comes out and gives the Tigers trouble early.
2 state championships in the last 3 years. I don't think you can take these guys lightly at all, and I don't think Coco's doing that. But they've got a great mixture of youth and experience. They've got maybe 7 starters total as seniors, but out of those 7 starters, I think 5 of them have Division I title, Division I offers. big Power 4 Division I offense nonetheless. So this is a great football team that's ready to do battle against Cocoa.
I think one of the key battles you're going to need to keep an eye on tonight is going to be the play of Berkeley Prep's offensive line. You look at this offensive line, right tackle Ryan Pope, 6'7", 300. And then you go to the other side of the line, the left tackle, Johnny DJ Jones, 6'8", 305. And tonight, Cocoa is going to be missing one of their defensive ends. And so it's going to be the job of Javion Hilson to put pressure on the quarterback tonight when they do throw the ball. Hilson, of course, a 5-star. And tonight, he's going to have his hands full. It's going to be interesting to see how far Hilson has come this year. We both thought he struggled a little bit to start the season. He's obviously gotten better as the season has progressed in terms of technique, swim moves, feet, hips, things of that nature. But these are two really good tackles Berkeley Prep has, and the Cocoa front seven is going to have their hands full.
I think that's the big key of this football game is the trenches. And I know everybody will say that's key to every football game. Looking at what these two teams do and they do well, this game will be won or lost in the trenches. Watching Berkeley Prep, I watched a couple of their games, and I was watching their offensive line. This is before I did the stats and checked out their players and stuff like that. And I was like, man, their interior line is actually kind of small.
Yeah.
But then I do their stats, and I'm like, well, no wonder why, because their two tackles are 6'7" and 6'8". So,
right.
Of course, those guys in the middle are going to look small, but they're not. They're 6 foot, 5'11". I mean, they're big dudes, too. So this is going to be an interesting battle down low.
And what the Cocoa Tigers do really well is you see it right there on your screen. Javen Boggs and quarterback Brady Hart. I mean, these two are the best passing wide receiver combination in the state of Florida. It's been that way for 2 years. Hart already over 3,000 yards this season. He's a 70% passer, committed to Michigan, 31 touchdowns, just 8 interceptions. You look at Javen Boggs, 63 catches, 1,389 yards, 16 touchdowns. And, Nick, when we do a Cocoa game, we always say, I can't believe what we just saw. And it happens every
time. You know, whether it's dropping in the bucket or just escaping enough to make that throw or just finding that open person on his third, fourth, maybe even fifth read. You know, he is so beyond impressive. So I went back and I looked at his 8 interceptions, right? Because I love this kind of stuff. How's he throwing them? Where's he throwing them to? 6 out of those 8 were tips, or were you could put it on the receiver's responsibility to be where you're supposed to be. Only 2 of those I could really, truly say I would put right on Brady Hart's throw, misthrow, whatever you want to say. So take those 8. Let's really drop it down to 2. How many touchdowns? 31 touchdowns. I mean, that's a ridiculous number.
For high school.
For high school. For anything, right? For anything. I mean, I know some college teams that would be happy with a 3,000, 4,000-yard passer throwing 30-plus touchdowns and only, 2 to 8 interceptions on the season. You kidding me?
And on the other side of the ball, it's Dallas Golden, the athlete, 1,688 all-purpose yards, 15 touchdowns. He can get loose. And, of course, you cannot forget about the Temple commit, whom someone told me earlier this week, this offense runs through, and that's Joshua or J.J. Joshua Troop. Temple commit, 692 yards and 6 touchdowns. Got 91 receiving yards as well. So this is a game where Berkeley Prep has players that aren't going to be intimidated by being here at Cocoa. They're not going to be intimidated by the size and speed. The bottom line is can the youth, or can the experience of Cocoa do enough tonight to conquer the youth of Berkeley Prep? Because as you said, Berkeley Prep, 11 seniors, 16 juniors, 15 sophomores, 10 freshmen. That's a young football team in the second round of the playoff.
That's so young. And, some people will say, having all these seniors is a positive. And some people will even say having the youth and not realizing how big of a moment this is the positive. A lot of these sophomores and juniors, they haven't necessarily had to play, although they've been to the state championship 2 out of 3 years, but they haven't had to play in this situation. So they don't really feel the intensity because this is kind of new to them in that sense. So it'll be interesting to see whether it's the youth or the experience that takes control here.
I want to thank Tales at the Barkery.
I love that name.
That is just a great name in Cocoa Village, and Black Friday's coming. And if you have someone in your life that's a big pet fanatic like I am, then Tails at the Barkery is where you want to be. A couple of key injuries to talk about tonight for Coco. We often talk about Javen Boggs, but that wide receiving core, Nick, is missing two standouts tonight, and D.L. Hardison and Zach Pillow. And on the defensive side, two very key contributors. On the one defensive end spot, it is A.J. Williams, and in the secondary, Tank White.
You know, the thing about this receiving core is, and a lot of people say, well, it's Boggs. But the reason that Boggs has the ability to get those one-on-ones sometimes is because of the Pillows and because of the DLs and because of the Teeters that demand, you know, two guys on top of them at times depending on down and distance. So it is truly a core that makes them go around, and it'll be interesting to see how they flow without those guys.
For those of you watching from Berkeley Prep, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Now, keep in mind that we are called the Brevard Sports Network. We always try to do our best to deliver a fair and balanced broadcast. I sound like I'm 2 days before the election. We always try to deliver a fair and balanced broadcast. We might get a little excited when a Coco touchdown is scored, but I promise you, we have done our homework on your team. We are very impressed with them, and we are so glad that you could be with us here tonight.
I'll tell you, I had the opportunity to go down in the field and talk to their head coach, and I only got to spend probably about 5 minutes with him. But in those 5 minutes, I was already impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed by his words. I was impressed by his composure. And you can just tell he's a great guy, along with obviously a great football coach.
When they won that state championship last year, man, every player, every coach, every parent couldn't have been happier for Coach Ciao. And again tonight, I will slip in the Dominic Ciao because he said
it was okay. So we may go with it with the rest of the broadcast. So there we go.
So all right, as I don't ever pay attention to the coin toss. So
I know we're too busy talking.
We'll figure it out here as we get going. But we have a lot of fun on the broadcast. It is an interactive broadcast. So be sure to leave your comments. And I want to say hello to Jeff Hilton, John Lay, Catherine Andrews. Who else we got on here? We got
Lindsey Norton, Eric Holtz.
Lindsey Norton. Yeah, we got everybody on here tonight. So welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. And again, we want to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association and, of course, Tails at the Barkery for footing the bill for this one because this thing's not cheap. But the FHSAA does a terrific job in allowing Brevard Sports Network to bring you the best in prep sports coverage once we reach the playoffs. So we are ready to go, and it's going to be Marcus Trout kicking off to Berkeley Prep. I would imagine that Coach Schneider won the toss and deferred.
Catherine says it sounds like Cy-O. Maybe I misheard him down below. I apologize. Cy-O. I appreciate that, Catherine.
You know what? She's right, because that's how I wrote it.
It is how I wrote it, too?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Cy-O.
My fault.
That's all right.
That's exactly how he told me to. I wrote the exact same thing.
I'm going to forgive you on this one. Cy-O.
It's a long walk from the field to up here.
I know it.
A lot of time to lose that.
I know it is. All right. We trying to see the numbers here on who's back deep for Berkeley Prep. And Trout with a boot here. And this one will be fielded at the 2. Out across the 5, 10, 15, and a nice run back there by, I believe that's Dallas Golden.
I think so, too.
Yeah, Dallas Golden, the Notre Dame commit on the run back. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Berkeley Prep as the Buccaneers take over here. And again, quarterback for them is Cooper Hayes, 1,203 yards, 12 touchdowns. And you got, of course, Dallas Golden and J.J. Troop in the backfield. They love to run the football. Last year, this was the team that rushed for 365 yards a game. Not so much this year, but I'm not going to say 231 yards didn't blow my mind.
Right, exactly, yeah. It's hard to go up against a number like that versus last year.
We'll give you the starters here in just a second for both teams as it's 1st and 10 for the Bucs. Under center to give is to Golden, and Coco's defense eats it alive. Let's start with the home team Tigers. Up front, it's going to be Sandman Thompson, Redman Thompson, and Javion Hilson. We'll get to the other end in a minute. Your linebackers are Cameron Barlow, Niceer Jacobs, Tyon Jacob, and in the secondary, it's going to be C.J. Hester, O'Keefe's Battle, and D.J. Bryant. For Berkeley Prep on offense. Cooper Hayes, quarterback. Dallas Golden, the running back. Joseph Troop, J.J. Troop, the running back. Rico Garcia, Tony Bland, and Josh Merriman, the wide receivers. Will give you the big guys up front after this play. 2nd and 10, and the give. And Coco is not fooled at all. 3rd and 10 coming up, and the offensive line, left tackle, DJ Jones, Charlie Williams is here, Orozco, Nate Lovelace, and the right tackle is Ryan Pope. That's a gain of 1, and 3rd and 9. And I tell you what, Sandman Thompson up front, and Redman Thompson, that's not Red or Sandman, that's Redman up front, doing a heck of a job up there. And now the Bucs are in a passing situation as Cooper Hayes from the gun now with 3 wide receivers to the near side. 3rd and 9, flag thrown, and we're going to get a... Oh, this is going to be a sideline warning on Ryan Schneider.
Little early for that, Coach. Little early for that.
Yeah, well.
Something got him.
Yeah, needless to say, I can see his red face from up here. I have no idea what he's upset about.
If you guys know Coco, you know Snyder can get a couple of those flags.
Yeah, you're too kind, man.
I want to come back, Alan. I want to come back sometime.
10-11. You might be coaching against him.
Hey, maybe.
3rd down and 9 now. The Tigers with a 4-man front. Berkeley Prep 3 to the near side. 3rd and 9. Hayes wants it, has it. 2-3 step drop, look, steps up, throws, fire.
Oh.
And tell you what, wide open in the middle of the field there was Rico Garcia. Hayes just overthrew him.
I'll tell you what, he had the opportunity. He had the time, too. They were able to take Hilson and push him around to the edge, so he didn't have the opportunity to really bear down on the quarterback. And receiver found that just the empty spot in that zone and sat, and it just was an overthrow. That's it.
If you're looking for the O'Galley game, it don't start till 7:30. This one's originally scheduled for 7:30, and the 2 coaches agreed to move it up to 7 o'clock. All right, 3 and out goes Berkeley Prep. And that's an impressive start for the Tiger defense. Coco has nobody down. Looks like they're sending everybody up front. Nope, they just send Hilson off the edge, and that is a high kick, not a far kick, but it'll take a Berkeley Prep bounce. And
beautiful
Coco,
bounce.
Yeah, great bounce. Coco will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23. You're watching FHSAA 2A Region 2 semifinals here on the Brevard Sports Network. Want to thank our other sponsor, Zone 6. Let me see if I can't figure out what's going on with this sound here.
Oh, look at this. Design quarterback scramble.
Yeah, you don't see those often.
Oh, don't put that pressure on me now, Alan. I'm not the play-by-play. I'm just kidding. That's not something you see too often with Brady Hart scrambling. You know, they tend to try to keep him in the pocket with such weapons on the outside. It's hard for them to want to make him scramble. A little RPO action. Oh, Boggs gets free.
He could go.
Beautiful tackle. I'll tell you what, you can't arm tackle Boggs. Defender that came up after he caught the ball tried to get him around his shoulders, and that's just not going to happen. Quick first down, RPO action, something you don't see too often from them either. So it looks like they've got a specific plan in place for this game.
All right, I'm playing with these switches here. Let's see what I got here.
That's going to be Lane off to the left side for a gain of about 2-3 yards.
Short gain for Lane off to the left side. You know, he's one of those guys. If he gets free, he can take it to the house. And even getting those 2-3 yards on first down is important. Just gaining any forward momentum on first down is such an important thing for an offensive coordinator.
All right, I'm just going to have to talk up, Nick. 2nd down and 9 for Hart and company. And ball at the 37. Hart looks, fires, throws, caught across the middle. And another great pitch and catch from Brady Hart. And I believe that's Javen Boggs again.
Absolutely. They love that post route. Boggs is so good when he hits that post. He looks like he's just going to keep running down the field, and you got to be so worried about him running those goes and those fades that it's hard to plant that foot and go with him on that post.
And here we go. Coco quickly down the field. Ball just outside the tails at the Berkeley red zone. 1st and 10 at the 21. Hart in the gun. Man in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Gives to Latrison Lane. Lane to the outside. Cuts back again. Latrison Lane inside the red zone. Down inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Tigers from the Berkeley Prep 9-yard line. And Nick, I got to be honest. I did not expect it to be that easy on the first couple of plays.
You know, it looks like they're rolling in, and they've definitely got a design system in place. And this is a little bit different from what we've seen them running this year. So this is quite interesting, to be honest with you.
That's going to be L train again.
Straight outside zone. Beautiful play.
After a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
This is one of the questions coming in, Alan. The question is you know, we know Coco can score. The question is can Berkeley Prep stop Coco from scoring? You know, and that's going to be a question we're going to be asking at least through the first few drives.
Somebody asked who's wearing number 7 tonight. That's a good question because that's normally Zach Pillow's number.
It is normally.
And there is a number 7 down there. We don't have the update on that. My apologies.
I think it might be Hawkins.
Could that be Kelly?
No, I think it might be Zay Hawkins.
And this is Hart, who takes the ball himself. And talking to Adam Franco before the game tonight, Nick, he told me Hart was going to have more of a green light tonight to take off with the football. And there you see, they saw on film that Berkeley Prep opens up the middle of the defense on the pass rush. And Hart was told if he sees it, to not stand there, just go.
And one of the things when you're defending against Coco, you know, your DBs that are going against the receivers don't have the opportunity to backpedal very much because these guys are so fast that they often have to flip their hips and run with. And if your linebackers are dropping into zones, man, it's going to leave the middle of that field open. So I can definitely see why Coach Franco would think that way.
It's Hawkins.
It is Hawkins.
Yeah,
that's who I
okay.
thought. Yeah, Zay
yeah,
Hawkins. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay, so.
He's a stud. He's an incoming, I believe he's a sophomore this year.
Oh, man, watching that young man play youth football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. We're going to get a timeout on the field. I think we got this whole thing situated with the sound.
Let us know if we don't, guys.
Yeah,
let us know if we don't.
We'll get it fixed. So, Nick, great start for the Tigers, the 3-and-out on the Berkeley Prep offense, and right down the field, right down the field with Brady Hart and Javen Boggs. We saw that on the first play. The road to the state championship will continue for one of these teams next week, and they'll play either the 2-seed Newberry or the 3-seed Newberry and the 2-seed Bradford. If Coco wins tonight, that'll be here. If Berkeley Prep wins tonight, they'll hit the road again. And, unbelievably, Coco, I haven't, since I've been covering Brevard County sports, I've never got to sleep in on a Thanksgiving, thanks to Coco. If they win tonight, this will be their 18th straight practice.
That's
on
just
Thanksgiving.
insane. And a lot of programs, that's their goal. You know, state championship is always something that they're thinking about. But the goal is to be practicing on Thanksgiving. You know, that tells you that you have a chance to play in the state series. And, for how many years in a row?
There's 17. This will be
17 years in a row.
And when I say 18, I don't mean just the regional finals. 17 straight years of the Final Four or better.
That is just a ridiculous stat.
Yep. So it's 2nd down and goal, but now this football is all the way back to the 19-yard line. Brady Hart with doubles. That's split equally to each side. Hart looks. Plenty of time, fires, and this is not going to be pass interference. That was just incidental contact right there. 3rd and goal from the 19.
Both of them were playing the ball. You know, that's what's going to happen when you see that kind of stuff.
And here we go. It's going to be 3rd down.
I will tell you what I saw on that play was Brady Hart with a ton of time to throw the football, and that's just something that that Berkeley Prep's not going to have the luxury to give him. They cannot give him that time because he and those receivers will pick you apart for sure.
And they only have 19, but both of these teams haven't been great at getting to the quarterback this year. Hart looks, fires, throws, and that's too far. And it's going to be 4th and goal. And I would imagine we're going to see Marcus Trout here.
When you got a kicker like that, I'm sure you using him is top priority.
No doubt about it. Marcus Trout has done a heck of a job this year. He's 45 out of 50 on PATs, 4 out of 6 on field goals. He's got a long of 40 this year, and this is going to be close to matching that long. This is going to be a 36-yard field goal attempt. So let me back up the camera so we can kind of watch it through here. That's not a low-lying cloud. That's the barbecue haze off the grill.
I was wondering the same thing for a minute there.
The hold, the kick, Trout, good boot. Does he get it? Indeed
so.
He does. And Marcus Trout with a 36-yard field goal, and with 6:06 to play in quarter number 1, the Cocoa Tigers take the lead 3-0. We'll step aside and be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. The road to the 305 Pitbull Stadium in South Florida in a couple of weeks as Marcus Trout set the kickoff here, and Trout booms this one. Golden at the 1. Golden out across, slips down at the 21-yard line, slipped on the cutback, and so with 6 minutes to play in quarter number 1, a 36-yard Marcus Trout field goal. Are we sure on 36?
We're sure now.
Okay.
We're sure now.
All right, I just want to make sure. 36-yard field goal makes it Cocoa 3, Berkeley Prep nothing. And look, not to disrespect the Tigers, because I would never, ever, ever want to do that. But especially because I love broadcasting here.
All right.
But this is their stiffest test since their loss to Norland.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
First and 10 now for Berkeley Prep. 3 backs in the backfield, and I did not see who he handed that football
Dallas
to.
again.
Was it Dallas? Nick, they don't really seem to be trying to run the football towards big number 70 there. In the first 2 running plays they had, it was kind of straight up to the right side
absolutely.
Of the ball towards Ryan Pope's side, but they have the clear side of the field near side here, and the big left tackle, 6'8", 305, DJ Jones. So,
well, you know who else is on that side, though? Hilson.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was some thought process there.
Plenty of time.
Oh,
wide
my God.
Open. Caught, and he's all the way down to the 30-yard line, and that has been an issue for the Cocoa Tigers as Rico Garcia hauls in a bomb, and it's 1st and 10 at the 30.
And this is, watching their film, this is what you see. Run, bomb. Run, bomb. And that's what these teams will do to you. They run it, and everybody's stacking the box, and you almost get lulled to sleep as a defensive back, and then boom, all of a sudden there's a receiver behind you. What a catch by Rico.
I'm not exactly sure what Javion Hilson was doing on that play, but he just stood and watched the quarterback throw the football there. And so it's 1st and 10.
Almost like he was spying him there. That's different.
That was a 50-yard completion. And 1st and 10 at the 30. And Berkeley Prep's got a pretty good kicker, too, so they're not far from his territory. And this is a Wildcat look with Dallas Golden. Golden cuts it back, and Golding picks up maybe 1 there.
They keep going to that right side, and I get it. A plan is a plan, but they've run the ball, 6 times now to the right in a total of maybe 10 yards?
Yeah.
I think at some point you got to rethink your plan.
Yeah, no, I agree. So it's second down, no gain officially. Ball still at the 30. That would make sense since there's no gain. Following the completion, in the backfield for Berkeley Prep is J.J. Troop, the lone back with Golden. Golden, oh, he's going to throw it. He's going to roll, cuts back inside, out, and Golden gets absolutely crushed, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And that was a heck of a run, too. He dancing and cutting, and, usually when that type of run happens, he's pulled down in the backfield, but he got nice 5-6 yards on that. That was nice.
Cameron Barlow on the big pop. So if you're Berkeley Prep, I think you got 2 downs here to pick up 4.5 yards.
I think right here you're right. I think you get to the 20 or I guess that's a first down. So I would say 20-yard line is probably their goal for their kicker.
He keeps it on the pitch, cuts back. Coco's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's close,
He is close. I think it's going to be 4th and inches here for Berkeley Prep.
And this will be a tough call. You're right at the 20. Again, their kicker is not a bad kicker. He can definitely boot it. So it'll be interesting what the call is, and it looks like they're going for it because I don't see any personnel change going on here.
No, and I think that's the way it should be. Coco's got to step up here defensively. This is a solid 4th and 1 as Cooper Hayes comes back in. So Hayes is the quarterback again. Let's see what they call here. Big spot for this Coco defense. And Hayes is going to be under center. 4th and 1. And the give is to Troop. Troop. Oh! J.J. Troop is absolutely crushed in the backfield by, that's Jacobs. Nasir Jacobs with the big pop. And the Tigers force a turnover on downs.
I feel like that was partially my fault. I told them to run to the left. They ran to the left. It didn't work out too well.
I think the issue on that play is he stopped.
Yeah.
An unusual play for Troop. If you watched his film, he's a steamroll kind of guy. And he just stopped for some reason. Now, Nasir Jacobs may have a lot to do with it, stopping on a dime. But if you're Coco, you take it after giving up the big 50-yard pass completion. The Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21. Brady Hart with Latrice Lane to his left will give you the Coco offense here in just a second. 2:14 to go. There's a little swing pass out to the left, and Berkeley Prep reads it well. For the Coco offense, it's Brady Hart, Latrice Lane, Javen Boggs, Nikki Teeter. It's going to be Chris Kelly tonight. The big offensive lineman up front, the UCF commit, Jaquez Joyner. You also have Tamir Passmore, Sandman Thompson, C.J. Jones, and Nick Turner. On the defensive side of the equation for Berkeley Prep, up front, it's Mateo Brink, Truman Slauson, Nate Lovelace, and Jaron Zanes. A couple of Zanes on the team. We'll tell you about the Zanes brothers coming up. 90 seconds to go here. Hart looking, fires, open across the middle. Good play by Rico to just take Boggs' arm out of the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Your linebackers are Luby Jones, Max Taken, and Jacob Butler. And in the secondary, it's Owen Watts, Julius Aurelian, Rico Garcia, and the outstanding lacrosse player, the strong safety, Dylan McDonough.
I'll tell you, that play by Rico Garcia right there, that was a touchdown-saving arm pull right there. Had he missed that arm on that timing, Boggs is gone. But that was beautiful timing by Garcia.
3rd down and a long 8 here. Hart looking, plenty of time. He's going to step up. He throws out to the right, and this is going to be a 1st down and a lot more. Latrice Lane, he steps out of bounds, but he does have the 1st down. Latrice Lane is going to step out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and Ryan Schneider, somebody down there with a headset on, is swinging his arms like he's throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Coco, Berkeley Prep better find a way to get pressure on Brady Hart. Yeah,
they can't have a full night like that. It'll be a long night for them. They've got to just get some kind of pressure.
1st and 10 at the 38. of Coco. Hart's got doubles. That's 2 wide receivers split equally to each side. Berkeley Prep, 4-down lineman to give us the lane. Lane protects the ball, cuts back.
Ball's out.
Ball's out. And it's on the ground, but I believe Coco still has it.
Looks like Coco recovered.
And Coco, I said he protected the ball. He wrapped the ball
He
up.
did.
I don't know how
Actually,
they got it out.
It was really well, but he got hit in the back, and it almost like it just popped straight out.
That'll bring up second down.
I'll tell you what, I like the involvement of Zay Hawkins already out there.
He's involved. I like the involvement of the run game already. We've seen already more runs than we have seen previous games broadcasting him, so I'm excited.
That's a lot to put on a young player, and he's handling it well. Second down and a long 7. Hart looks for the swing past the lane. Berkeley Prep read it well. They didn't tackle well that time. One of the things I said they do well is they tackle well in the open field. Well, that time that didn't happen, and as a result, the Tigers are looking at a 3rd and short.
That's a tough ask. That's that open field tackling on lane. That's tough. Not too many people can really make that happen. I think this is a big 3rd down for Berkeley Prep. You know, if they can get a stop here, I think that would pull a punt for.
I haven't seen a blitz yet. Have you?
No. They've brought 4, I think, every time, but I don't think I've seen any blitzing. They got too many guys spread out into pass coverage. I don't think they can really have the opportunity to blitz without leaving the middle of the field wide open.
All right, that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. With your score, the Coco Tigers 3, the Berkeley Prep Buccaneers nothing. All right, welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. As fresh 12 minutes on the clock. I think I changed it. Yep. It was the whole purpose for the commercial. 3rd down and short right here in your living room or on whatever handheld device you're watching on tonight. We are going to be going to YouTube and Fire Stick and all that the first of the year. So, and that's going to be a
first down.
Tiger first down. And this is the thing the Tigers have not done all year that I've complained about is Malachi Coney picks up the first down, and that is run the football. The deeper you get into the month of November, as you approach December, this is the thing you have got to do a little more of as you face better opponents, establish a little bit of a rushing attack.
Sure.
And a lot of people will say, well, Alan, you idiot, they're rushing for 99 yards a game. Well, okay. But it's when it comes. Hart straight up the middle. And Brady Hart, something we haven't seen a lot of this year, is what you just saw there, Nick.
Three design runs so far in this game for Brady Hart. I'm not sure he's had 3 the entire season. You know, I'm interested to see this game plan unfold.
Yeah, they said he would have, and they had to see something on film in order to give him the green light to do this. So it's 1st and 10 now in the Berkeley Prep territory. Ball at the 38. Hart with the back in the backfield. He's going to throw on first down, and it's low, but where it needed to be. An absolutely picture-perfect throw and an absolute textbook catch by Chris Kelly.
You know, I think I see what they saw on film. They're running really with only one true linebacker in this set. They've got everybody out in their pass protection, and they're running a 4-1 essentially in the box. So I see why the green light is lit for Hart to go.
So again, it's 2nd down and 4, picking up 6 here, and the give this time is to.
That's going to be calling
Lane or Coney. It's Malachi Coney. And in there on the stop for Berkeley Prep was number 43. And that is Michael Mariana, the sophomore. You're going to hear a lot of that tonight with Berkeley Prep. Sophomore, juniors, occasionally a freshman. 10 minutes to go here, first half. And it has been all Cocoa with the exception of one big 50-yard play. 3rd and 1, obvious 4-down territory for the Tigers. Now they bring up the line, and there is the wide receiver screen to Nicky Teeter, and Teeter will pick up another Cocoa first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Cocoa at the Berkeley Prep 26-yard line.
Now that was a late rotation there for Berkeley Prep. They went from a 4-1. They brought the backer in from outside of coverage into the box going for a 4-2, but Cocoa was ready. They I think they already had a pre-designed wide receiver screen there, and it worked.
So back out again, working from another first down situation is quarterback Brady Hart. And he'll just give the ball to Malachi Coney, and Coney forces his way ahead for a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. And that Tiger offensive line doing the job up front.
You know, Lane is definitely their number 1 back, but Coney's not far behind. I think they would see him as 1A and 1B. You know, he's got 4 touchdowns on the season, so he's not somebody you can just take lightly.
So it's 2nd down, officially 5 for Hart. He's got trips to the far side. Hawkins to the left, and Hart is going to be sacked this time. And that's a good job that time by Jaron Zames, as Jaron Zames gets in there. And you know the impressive thing about Zames is that's another sophomore.
Yep.
His brother, I believe, is committed to Virginia. His brother's a tight end. They don't throw to him much. He's a senior. So, but he blocks.
Yeah, and blocks well, too.
Yes, does, really does. But there you see the sophomore at work. 3rd down and 6 now following the 1-yard sack. John said, the Cocoa win by 30. I want a cheeseburger. I'm going to buy you 2 cheeseburgers if they win by 30. How about that? Hart looks, fires, throws. Oh, that's a great coverage play.
Oh, boy.
My goodness gracious. I don't like the call. Now, you got flags from both directions. Let's watch the replay.
Yeah, they obviously saw what they saw. 2 flags coming out. You gotta believe it.
You know, and it happened in real time. I want to see here on we're delayed by about he's early, just a hair though. That could have went either way. That's going to be 15 yards, and that's going to put the Tigers deep into Berkeley Prep territory. It's a half the distance penalty. And the Tigers are going to be at the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 10 inside the Tails at the Barkery red zone. I don't know you call that in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, I think it's such a bang-bang play. And, again, is it the wrong call? No, it's not the wrong call, but it's such a close call.
Hart going to keep it himself. Cuts back. Brady Hart wants that rushing touchdown, doesn't he?
He does, and I can see what they're seeing, for him to be able to run that ball, but call me old school with somebody like Brady Hart. I'm not sure I would be running him as much as they already have in the first half.
If the Tigers get in the end zone here, and actually Cocoa can pick up a first down, they can get all the way down to about the half-inch line. I was going to say, if the Tigers get in the end zone here and go up 10-0, I may pull the green light on the running the ball up the middle.
Yeah, and I think they would too.
Hey, Brady. Enough on the running, son. And this is going to be a fake jet sweep. Give to Coney up the gut. Malachi Coney down to close to first down territory. And that looks real close
it's
to first
inches, down. maybe half a yard. I think he's calling it a first down. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and
goal. It was close.
Now, and the ball is at the 1, maybe half-inch yard line. Maybe 6:55 to go, and the Tigers methodically working down the field here following the 4th down stop of Berkeley Prep. This drive started at their own 21. It's been a great mix of pass and run for Hart and company. And the give is to Malachi Coney. Touchdown, Cocoa Tigers. And with 6:39 to play, in the opening half. The Tigers take a 9-0 lead. Nick?
That's two impressive drives, two scoring drives to start the game, and we knew that they were going to be able to put up some points, but to be honest with you, I think Berkeley Prep's doing a good job. They're making them work for it.
Yeah.
This isn't something, these aren't 50-yard bombs happening and the drives are only taking a minute and a half.
Big play away
absolutely.
Coco, yeah.
Absolutely. They're doing a good job. The question is can they stop them?
But I think I think what you're also seeing is the versatility in the Tigers offense as well. They may not have been a team that ran the football this year, but Adam Franco and Ryan Schneider are saying, you want to give it to us? Well, we're going to take it.
Yeah.
All right, with 6:39 to go in the half, the Tigers now lead it 10-0. It is a beautiful night for football. It feels like football weather. Thank God it does not look like anything like last night in Cleveland.
Snow game.
I just want to say nice win by the Brownies last night.
Yeah,
I'm going to take that as a Ravens fan since we can't beat them.
That's, and that's the thing about the NFL. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah. And this is, I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, that was designed.
Yeah. That's a chip shot picked up at the 25. Number 14 brings that ball out across the 30, and that is Jules Aurelian. And that took me back to the John Wilkinson days there with the little chip shot kick.
Yeah, they saw that big old gap in the middle, and it took them a second to pick that ball up, too, to decide who was going to get that ball.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea from that type of kick.
Well, you never want to say this is a must, this is a must, this is a must.
No,
but
especially in the first half of the football game.
But I'm going to say Berkeley Prep needs to put some points on the board here. 6:31 to play in a half. They're down 10-0 here. I know we've seen some miraculous things, but you just feel like this Cocoa Tiger defense is gaining. And there's Troop, gets outside, and that's a big hit. I'll tell you what, coming up from the secondary there, we're talking about open field tackles. That is O'Keefe's Battle, who just came up and absolutely ended Troop's run. That could have been a big one.
Great open field tackle. That was full speed, too. He didn't slow down, break down. That was a heck of a hit.
So Troop does pick up 4, and it's 2nd and 6 now for Berkeley Prep as Cooper Hayes has his offense at the line. This is a straight eye formation for the Buccaneers. Turn, play action, looking, in trouble, throws.
Oh, boy.
Been picked.
And that's something that Berkeley Prep is not going to be able to afford to do, is turn the ball over. And obviously that wasn't a turnover, but, falling away to your left, trying to throw that ball to your right. That's just something you can't do.
Rico Garcia there in the area. I don't know.
Yeah, he also had four Cocoa defenders in the area too.
Both of his guys.
And that's such a tough throw to ask a quarterback to do. And I know that it's not a design throw, but falling away to his left, trying to throw to his right, that's almost an impossible throw.
Well, and here's the thing though, Cooper had the opportunity there, and he's young, okay? So I'm not criticizing the young man. He's a sophomore, and we see this a lot with sophomore quarterbacks. They don't want to step into the pocket.
Correct.
He didn't do that there. Had he done it, he may have laid that ball right into the chest of Garcia. And this is where you got to step up. And he couldn't do it. And there is a Cocoa Tiger sack, the 25th of the year, and getting in there and making it happen for the Tigers is number 52, That's Cameo Jones. Or I'm sorry, no, it's not. I don't have a 52.
No, yeah, there is no 52 on Coco's roster.
Yep. So I'm not sure who that is. But he got sacked. That's the other end tonight playing for A.J. Williams.
Well, that would make sense why we don't have him on the roster.
And now it's going to be 4th down, and Berkeley Prep's forced to punt again here. That was a coverage sack. That's a good spiral, and that is going to take a decent bounce down to the Coco 28, 29-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over with 4:38 to play in half number 1, and Brady Hart and the Tigers will come right back out on the field, and let's see what they do here.
Now, on a drive that we felt Berkeley Prep really needed to do something on, they went the opposite way.
Yeah.
A sack, almost interception.
Adrian Smith, thank you, Matt Daly.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay.
Ask and you shall receive. Why would Coach?
He's on here. I wonder what number we have him as. Hold on.
Yeah, why do they switch numbers this late in the year? That makes no sense to me. Yeah, it's crazy. So Daly with the sack. Hart, play action, look. Oh, Dave down the field. And that is picture perfect to Boggs. That's what Boggs and Hart does. Dude.
Beautiful. Brady threw that ball into the open space. Boggs had the opportunity to adjust his route just slightly to get to that spot. Great thrown ball.
33 yards on the pitch and catch, and Hart threw that ball before Boggs even made his cut. 1st and 10, ball all the way down to the Berkeley Prep 35 now, 36. Tigers right back at it. Hart gives the lane with a lane outside, cuts back, nice
Ooh.
tackle. That's number 20 over there for Berkeley Prep. That is Luby Jones. I like that name, Luby.
There's a couple of names on Berkeley Prep. I was like, oh, man, that's a sweet name.
Yeah, I like that. I like that last name. I'm always fond of the Z last names. That Zames. I like that.
Oh, yep.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers. Hart, no pressure, little out route to Lane. Lane with one man to beat and gets outside, and that is going to be close to another Coco Tiger 1st down. 3:45 to go. The clock will stop with Lane out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Berkeley Prep was actually a little lucky right there. Had Brady waited just a split second more, that linebacker had jumped on Lane, and Nicky Teeter came free right in the middle of the field. It could have been a middle of the field touchdown right there.
Yep. So it's 3rd down and about 5 inches. 6 inches to go for a first.
3rd inches.
Want to say happy birthday to Coach Matt Diesel's wife, McKenna Diesel. She is, and that's a Coco Tiger 1st down, the 3rd of the drive, Nick. And that, if you think about it, they're approaching double-digit 1st downs here in the 1st half.
Each drive has been pretty methodical. A couple of bigger throws in the 30-yard range, but they're moving the ball more or less at will.
Also want to give a big shout-out to Coach Spence. A lot of people don't know this, but Coach Spence paints his field, and he's done it all year. And Coach Spence, and I love him, but he ain't no spring chicken. So I want to give a big shout-out to Coach Spence and the job that he has done. Hart, we got whistles, and we got
a timeout.
And I'm going to tell you the other thing. The only flag thrown tonight on Coco has been a sideline warning.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
So a disciplined football game by the Tigers tonight. And you want to see that because we've been in situations where we have seen it the other way, but not tonight. And I think Coach Schneider and the coaches did a really good job of telling these guys you're going to go against a team that's not going to commit dumb penalties.
And we've seen that because we've only seen one penalty on their side.
Right.
And that was that really close call on the pass interference.
Correct.
So 2 very well-coached teams out here tonight for sure.
Absolutely. 3:12 to go here in the 1st half. on a cool November night. I hope everybody, if I don't say it at the end of the broadcast, let me get this in now while it's fresh on my mind. Please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving week. If you're traveling, please be careful, leaving plenty of time. And we wish you and your families a very, very Merry Holidays. So it's going to be, what is that, first?
First, I believe, yeah.
Yep, 1st and 10 for Hart and the Tigers. Double split equally to each side. Chris Kelly near side with Zay Hawkins in the slot. And this is going to be out to Hawkins, and the young guy's going to get a chance here. Look at that cut. And he's going to get, that's kind of a, yeah, I mean, it looks bad, but that's a legal tackle.
Yeah, no up and over on that. It was just a big whip right there.
Yeah.
Take him down. I think that was Lane.
Now, I would like to see High School Football institute the hip drop.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
It's hard to
but
call.
It's going to be really hard for these refs to visually see.
Yeah, well, I think you can make it obvious in the open field when we see it.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. 2nd down and 4. Yeah, the NFL's a joke with it. 2nd and 4, and Hart fakes the jet sweep to Boggs and then throws the out to him. And that's covered well by Berkeley Prep.
Very well covered by Berkeley Prep.
And it's going to be 3rd down. And, well, did he get that?
No.
Wait a minute.
He's got to be a yard short. Oh, what a spot.
What a spot.
What a spot.
So that's going to be a Cocoa Tiger 1st down. Well, maybe we shouldn't do the hip drop after seeing that spot. So it's going to be 1st and goal at the 9.
Boy.
Tigers here. 2:03 to go, just methodically working the clock and the field here. That was a fake jet sweep to Javen Boggs, and he just found him a little out. Lane to the left, Hart from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers top of the screen, but it doesn't matter. It's Lane who gets down between the guard and the center, all the way down inside the 5 to the 4, maybe the 3. 2nd and goal.
I think he knows if he didn't get tripped up right there on the line of scrimmage, he was in.
Jaquez Joyner, the UCF commit down there, anchoring an offensive line that has really found a rhythm. Sandman Thompson at center, and you got Big Nick Turner on the right, and CJ. I mean, they have really gelled. And this is Hart wants that rushing touchdown. Will he get it? The ball's out. Hart fumbled, and who has it? Touchdown,
wow.
Cocoa Tigers. That football came out, and Cocoa somehow gets it back. I have no idea who scored it, but with 56 seconds to play in the half, it's 16-0 Cocoa.
And that's something you got to be careful of, somebody that's not used to running the ball as much as he has today,
Well, did they get in? No, they didn't get in. All right, so it's 3rd down. They didn't get in.
The ref showed touchdown.
The ref showed touchdown. They get in that time. He's got to be in.
There we go.
Now it's a touchdown. Cocoa Tigers. When you put your left hand and your right hand up in your head, what is that?
In the end zone, nonetheless.
And then you have 6 guys run off the field, right? Latrician Lane with the touchdown. And the Cocoa Tigers with 33 seconds lead it 16-0. My goodness. And Marcus Trout is on for the point after. Try to make it 17-0. His snap is high, but
looks like it's good.
It's perfect, and 33 seconds to go. And the other thing is that Berkeley Prep will get the ball, or no, they won't. Cocoa gets the ball.
Cocoa will get the ball to start.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back right here in just a moment. We want to thank Zone 6 and Louverture Jones, and on your screen right now, high school football is about over. And next up is 7v7 and flag football, and at least here in Brevard County, Louverture Jones, one of the best programs around. in the Zone 6 Reapers. So the information is on the screen. Please take a look. Louverture, Nick, you know all about this program. What can you tell us about it?
You know, they do a great job. They enter all the big tournaments. They have some great coaching, great play calling systems. They do a great job there at 77.
And they really prepare your student athlete for that high school level.
The ball's going to be on the ground, rolling.
Picked up.
At the 10-yard line.
And this is so down on the field tonight. You got a Notre Dame commit, Dallas Gold, and a Michigan commit in Brady Hart. So that's a big time rivalry. But I will say this: the Tigers have really contained Golden tonight. I think if you're Coach Ciao, I at least me anyway. I may look towards that Wildcat a little more in the second half.
I think definitely there's going to be some adjustments at halftime. What they're doing in the first half, Coco has absolutely bottled up. You know, there will be some adjustments, I'm sure of it.
The Bucks break the huddle.
So Berkeley Prep with 28 seconds to go here. And I'm not sure you do anything but just turn around and hand the ball off to this big guy. And that is mano a mano there. And the big hit applied. Coco protecting against the deep ball as Tyon Jacobs makes the tackle.
And Coco's fine with that. You know, they that's the whole point of that play. They're playing back a little bit. They're just making sure that nothing deep goes on. And
we have a player down.
And we've got a player down. We don't show injuries here. So once again, I want to thank all of you for logging on from Berkeley Prep, from the area with 3 seconds to go in the half. This will likely be the final play of the half. In fact, I think I'm probably just taking a knee here.
3 seconds remaining to the half.
I believe that was Troop.
I hope not.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
Well, at least he got off quick, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take a half, or not even going to snap off. So that's going to end the first half. Coming up at halftime, Nick, absolutely nothing. We're going to take a break, and Nick and I will be back here with the start of the second half in 17 minutes. The Cocoa Tigers lead it 17-0. All right, welcome back. Welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network as halftime is nearing a conclusion. And so, Nick, what's your takeaway from the first half?
So what I saw in the first half was I saw Berkeley Prep make Cocoa work for their points, and that's really good to see. We knew Cocoa was going to be able to put up some points, but if Berkeley Prep can make them work for it, then they got an opportunity. But what we did not see was Berkeley Prep put up any points, and that was a question. You know, the question is can they keep up with Cocoa? And now they're down by 17 with 2 quarters to play. You know, they've got to start really thinking about their game plan a little bit different, I believe.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think the thing, if you're Cocoa, you don't change anything except for running Brady Hart. I don't know that I would do that as much anymore. But if you're Berkeley Prep, listen, there were some things you did in that first half that you can take
Absolutely
to the second half. And I think you need to put it together in drives now. But they're going to get the ball here to Coco's going to get the ball here to start the second half, and they've got to come up with a stop because they haven't stopped them yet. Cocoa scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal on all of their drives in the first half, all 3 of them. So, I mean, we'll see here. We'll step aside, and we'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. We are back, and of course, the holiday festivities as soon as this gentleman turns around. If you want to know where Santa Claus is tonight,
there he is.
He is here at the Cocoa Tiger Berkeley Prep game. And
very, very important question for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Are you a Christmas music now guy, or are you a Christmas music the day after Thanksgiving guy?
I am a Christmas music the day after Thanksgiving
guy. Okay.
Although I will confess, I have cheated. Okay. All right. I have cheated myself. I'm a big Brenda Lee Christmas guy.
Okay. All right.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Yeah, sure.
Bell rock, all that stuff. That's me.
But see, that's the good stuff. It's hard not to listen to that.
Right.
You know, when it comes on.
Yeah. So Santa Claus is here, and Nick, you had a score update. As the winner of this one, we'll play the winner between Bradford and Newberry. And what's that score?
Last I saw, it was 6-0 Newberry, which is an interesting score. I think a lot of people are assuming Bradford is going to win that game. And, you know, obviously they're probably about halftime right now. I didn't see what quarter they were in, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I understand we had some technical difficulties over at the O'Galley game. So, well, if O'Galley wins, they'll be home next week. And
winning right now is 9-0, by the way, those that are listening.
Nothing. And I believe they'll play the winner of Bishop Moore and somebody next week.
In other words, they're playing Bishop Moore, is what you're saying.
That would be my Did they just score again? No. Okay, that was the field goal attempt. As we get ready for second half action here on Brevard Sports Network. And again, I want to thank all of
here we
you
go. Getting set for the second half here.
Tuning in tonight.
Coco preparing for almost like an onside kick.
Yeah, no doubt. And I wouldn't be shocked if I saw it.
The Tigers will be receiving as the Buccaneers are
As we
set
get
to
ready
kick
to
here.
go.
How much?
650.
You were right. All right, we'll work on it.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, now they shift out of it a little bit.
Well, he steps back here to boot this thing. Unless he runs up and hits the top of it. And he doesn't. And he just kind of rolls it into open space and out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Kicked it just a little too hard there.
That actually was not a bad kick.
It
That was
was
about
not a
2-yard
bad
differential between where his player was and where the kick was.
Not a bad kick at all.
7-6 Newberry is what Paul Howard says. Thanks, Paul.
All right. So, and O'Galley, he's up 9-0, right?
9-0. Just kicked a field goal.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what Coco comes out with their first play. Maybe a wide receiver screen. You know, maybe they just run the ball. They're up by 17. They have been running the ball well tonight. Probably better than what we've seen most games.
I don't want to see Freddie Hart running it. I really don't. I mean, if I'm being honest, I get what they're doing and I understand it, but
yeah, up by 17. Do you need to see it anymore?
No, I don't.
Although we're going spread 5 wide here.
They may be trying. They may look to take a shot here and put this thing away early. They love to take a shot early. Hart, plenty of time, right across the middle, and that's just pitch and catch, and that's a gain of 20 yards.
Whistle.
He's going to be brought down by a host of Buccaneers.
And the entire defense was in on that tackle.
Nick Teeter, yep, absolutely.
Nicky Teeter. Do you coach Nicky Teeter?
I did. Talk about great families. The Teeter family, and they've got, 50 kids, it feels like. They just great, absolutely phenomenal family.
I say it every week, but we're getting closer to it. When football season ends, Nicky's going to take me on a flight.
Oh, yes.
Nicky's a pilot, actually. He can fly a plane. First down, rather. This is Lane, slips, recovers, gets outside, cuts.
What a cut.
Down the sideline. Latrician Lane at the 10, and he will step out of bounds at the 14. And Latrician Lane with an outstanding move on the far side of the field, Nick. And the Coco Tigers are already in the tails at the Berkeley red zone.
What a beautiful downhill cut. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this stadium that thought he was going to make that cut. Everybody thought he was going to the outside.
Slip.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, on top of it, yeah, absolutely.
So, here we go.
From the 23.
1st and 10. The give is the Lane inside out. He gets outside. And Lane again with another 10 yards. And close.
All the way down for another Tiger first down.
And it's going to be Coco first down ball at the 14-yard line.
And I think this is exactly, if I was the offensive coordinator, this is exactly what I would have came out doing.
Yep.
One shot to see if it works. Otherwise, let's run the ball. Let's really pound them. Let's tick on that clock. We'll see what they do here, but I don't see any reason to.
Actually, 2nd down and 1. I don't see why you wouldn't just turn and give it to Lane again, and that's exactly what they do. He cuts back. He's got the first down and more. Lane down to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Coco Tigers. 10:32 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Coco's offensive line, 119 total pancake blocks so far this season. Looking at 11 pancakes per game. That's crazy.
You look at the left side of that Tiger line, which is where this has predominantly been. That's Jaquez Joyner, Tamir Passmore over there, and the UCF commit letting everybody know this is what you can expect to see in Orlando. And this time it's Lane again. Why not let him finish the drive? Latrician Lane down.
He is in. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Coco Tigers. And with 10:02 to play in the 3rd, Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 23-0.
That's wow. How impressive. And we saw them meticulously bring the ball down the field earlier, but that just seems a lot faster and a lot easier than what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, that will forever be known as the drive of lane.
Drive of lane. Oh, I like it.
You like that, huh? As Brady Hart is the holder as well for Marcus Trout. And the snap is perfect.
Blocked.
And the kick is no good. So with 10:02 to play in the third quarter, the Cocoa Tigers lead it 23-0.
That looked low. Didn't it look low?
Yeah, he missed it. All right, welcome back to Richard Dick Blake Stadium, home of the back-to-back state champion Cocoa Tigers, taking on a defending 2M state champion. Cocoa won 2S last year. Berkeley Prep won 2M, and right now the Tigers getting the better of their Class 2 brother from last year, if you will.
Right.
In the state championships with a 23-0 lead here. And that's just a little chip shot, and it's going to be handled at the 32 or 28 out across the 35 to the 36. And for the first time in half number 2, we will see the Berkeley Prep offense. And will it be the Wildcat with Dallas Golden, or will it be the sophomore out here? I would think you're probably going to have to throw the football a whole lot here to get back in this one.
Yeah, 23 points down in the second half. I'm not saying it's insurmountable, but it's going to be an extremely tough task against a team like Cocoa.
And we are going to see, it looks like Cooper Hayes, and let's see what Berkeley Prep does here with, I believe that's Troop and Golden in the backfield, so it's good to see Troop back in. And he's going to turn and give to the deep back, which is Golden. Golden with a run there, and that's his longest run of the night. That's 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3. Even in the Wildcat, the longest run he had was about 6. So
I'll tell you, that was a nice design run, though. You know, it looked like a drop back. It was just a slight delay, handoff to the two back. Something they haven't done yet so far in the game. So that's a great adjustment right there.
9:30 to play, third quarter. Cocoa 23, Berkeley Prep nothing.
It's going to be 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 now for the Bucks. Double split near side I formation. Hayes turns and gives again. Golden straight up the gut, and he's going to pick up a Berkeley Prep first down, and the ball is going to be across the 45 to the 46. 1st and 10 for Berkeley Prep.
First down.
2 great runs in a row, slightly different on each, but beautiful runs.
You ever, as a coach, like, are on the side of this equation that Berkeley Prep is, and you get to the second half and you go, damn, I knew we should have done this from the start.
Oh, all the time. There's never a game that you don't end or even at halftime and you go, well, I knew I should have did this, or
right.
Absolutely.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Berkeley Prep 46. Buccaneers turn, and one more time to the Notre Dame commit, and this time the Cocoa Tigers. the Cocos are there. That's going to be a gain of 2, maybe 3 if it's a generous spot, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Now, I don't dislike the runs, and I think they're doing a great job with them, but I think down 23 points, third quarter now, I think you really got to have some design pass plays that you're comfortable with and you're ready to go.
Well, they could be sucking them in here for a play action of Rico Garcia. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Garcia split near side. Now on him, he's got one-on-one coverage out here. So we'll see what happens. He doesn't appear to have it, and there's the play action here. Davion Hilson absolutely destroyed.
Ball's out.
And the ball is out, and the Cocoa Tigers have it. And Javion Hilson with a strip sack, and the Tigers recover it, and that is the 11th sack of the year for Hilson, and the Tigers are in business in Berkeley Prep territory. And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, what a beautiful dip with the shoulder by Hilson, rounding that edge. I mean, the left tackle, he just didn't stand a chance. Hilson was just too fast on that play.
And that's exactly what they were going for on that, was that play action. It just simply took too long to develop. And here is where you're likely to see the shot to Boggs in the corner of the end zone or down the sidelines.
The tough thing with play action is you're dropping far in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just 3-step drop and throw the ball. You're 5-step dropping, and sometimes when you got a guy like Hilson on the outside taking that edge, you don't really want to go 5-7 steps back.
No, and this is, this is Hart, straight back, steps up, and he lets it go.
There it is.
And there it is, caught. Jamin Boggs, touchdown, Cocoa Tigers. One play, 46 yards, and with 7:40 to go, it's 29-0.
And there's that post route. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. They love it, and he is so good at it. One of his best routes in his book, and he's got a lot of routes in his book.
And just like that, with 7:40 to go, it's 29-0. We called that one, brother.
Boom. Oh, that was a stop and go. I thought it was that post route. That was a beautiful stop and go.
Yeah.
He even got me on that.
You know, he confused me a couple of weeks ago because I seen him in a Florida State uniform. Did you see that tweet?
No, I did
He's
not.
in a Florida State uniform, but he's committed to UCF.
He is. The pipeline from Brevard County to UCF.
Well, you know
lately.
what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to comment on that in a minute. 7:40. Gus Malzahn, if you're watching or listening, play them guys.
Right?
Kick is up, and this time Marcus Trout says, you're not blocking this one. And with 7:40 to go, it is 30-0, Cocoa. Once again, I want to thank Zone 6, and Zone 6 like to wish everyone a happy holidays there. That music gets you in the spirit a little bit here, and the weather doesn't. And the fact that the Cocoa Tigers now appear to be well on their way to an 18th straight regional final, that I don't know what will.
18 straight. It's just something I can't even comprehend. I know we've talked about it numerous times. It just doesn't even sink in. 18 straight.
Yeah. So I guess the Tigers picked up a celebration penalty on the touchdown. But Gus Malzahn's got about, 7-8 guys over there from Brevard County. None of them but Ladarius Tennyson play.
Yep.
And it's not like, look, if you want to think if UCF was 10-1 or 9-1, but they're not.
They're not. And they're not even close.
No.
You know, if you watch some of their games, you say to yourself, what do they got going on over there? We know they have the talent.
Yep. And
Coco's got it.
Coco. What a play. This is a touchdown. This could be a no.
Oh, they're going to say.
And what's
no,
the
there's
flag?
A flag? I think they're going to say illegal touching. I think they're going to say he got it before.
Well, he touched it.
No, I think Coco touched it first.
Yeah, it's going to be illegal touching. I think you're right. That's a heck of a play, though. I liked it. Legal touching on Coco.
Yeah.
So, but that was a great play there.
That was beautiful.
By Raymond McCoy.
And what a kick.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to have kick-catching interference against Coco.
Wow.
Or that could be the call, too. Kick-catching interference is Coach Hadley being on the PA. But, yeah, I'm a little distraught at the fact, we do this, Brevard County college football player update. We quit doing it. And quite honestly, because I felt bad because a lot of these guys aren't even dressing.
Right.
Give them a chance. I mean, you going to tell me a player like Cedric Hawkins can't step into the secondary and play for UCF?
And help.
And help.
You know what I mean? Start, even if he's not starting, you're telling me that he can't be of service of somehow?
Newberry, thanks to Donnie Reaver Jr., Newberry leads Bradford 13-6, and I knew Bradford was going to have trouble with that game. So
All right.
how did they get the football all the way down there?
And that's going to give the Buccaneers good
Yeah, well, okay, the bottom line is this, Buccaneers are going to have 1st and 10 at the Cocoa 31 for, shut up, Alan, pay attention.
I'll do to that flag, but I guess I don't know the rules correctly because I thought it would be a re-kick or.
And I guess Berkeley Prep elected to take the ball right there. Why wouldn't they? This is Golden, who gets outside, cuts back, and he's going to be stopped over there after a gain of 8, though. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1. And on the tackle for Cocoa is C.J. Hester. 7:22 to go, 30-0. Cocoa on top.
Nice wildcat play there, and I think that they live and die by number 3, and it is just what it is. When you have the youth that they have on the field, you've got to trust the guys that you've been trusting all year to do what they've been doing all year.
Dallas, a 1,000-yard receiver, and he's now in the Wildcat, following Troop through the line, and he's going to be close to, but maybe a little short. We'll see what the call is here. It's going to be a 1st down for Berkeley Prep. 1st and 10 as they inch closer to the tails at the Barkery red zone. 6:45 to play in this game. I got you, Jay, on you. I got you cheeseburger, man. I got you cheeseburger.
We got some pizza up here, Jay.
Yeah, I got you cheeseburger, man. I want to thank Jim Williams for that pizza, man.
Beyond thanks. What a guy.
Pizza and Coke and everything, man, before the game. Can't thank him enough. And this is Golden again, but he didn't fool anybody on that one. As Jacobs gets in there, that's Tyon Jacobs. Jacobs' cousins, 175 tackles between the two this year. Niceer with 90, Tyon with 85 coming into this one.
What a combination, huh?
Yeah, well, I believe it was Niceer that moved down from Virginia.
Correct.
Tyon was already here, and so it's 2nd and 9. Any chance you have to get, two young, super outstanding student athletes like that on your roster. O'Galley leads Titusville 17-7 over Titusville. Titusville 78 yards passing in the game. 2nd and 9. And this is going to be a throw, a pass, wide open. Touchdown, Berkeley Prep. And for the first time tonight, the Buccaneers are into the end zone as Rico Garcia hauls one in from Dallas Golden. And with 5:31 to play in the 3rd quarter, it's 30-6. That's the thing Coco's got to watch out for. It's the 2nd time we've seen it tonight.
And I think sometimes when you get up 30-0, you can become a little complacent. You can kind of play a little softer, and things like that can happen.
Casanova Bella, you bury me here. Yes, it's 2 cheeseburgers. It's 2 cheeseburgers.
Now, are we talking like Big Mac Daddy cheeseburgers?
And look, man, I'm not giving anybody a Big Mac. I'm gonna get him a good cheeseburger. You know who's got good cheeseburgers? Wawa.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they ain't cheap, but look, Jay deserves it. And that ain't going to work.
Sure.
Javion Hilson says, no, I'm afraid I'm not going to let you in. And with 5:31 to go in the 3rd, it is 30-6. And, there's not much you can do. I mean, you can't let the receiver get that far behind you. But Berkeley Prep started on the Cocoa 31 there. So, lesson learned out of that. No excessive celebration penalties.
Excessive. No illegal touching. No catch interference.
Yeah, Tank is not in tonight. He is out with an injury, so that hurts. Tank is one of those types of DBs where he'll make the mistake early, but my goodness gracious, watching his recovery speed is impressive.
Right. He'll definitely make up for it at some point in the game for whatever mistake may happen.
Once Tank gets that footwork and those hips down in that secondary, he's going to be a heck of a defensive back, man.
I think people forget he's young, sophomore this year, right?
He is young.
Yeah, so still plenty of time to.
Look, y'all hit me up next week. We'll pick a place before the game, and I'll meet you, Jay. I'll buy you a couple cheeseburgers, man, wherever you want. I promise. Or I'll Venmo you some cash for some cheeseburgers. How about that? It'd probably be the easiest route for me. We are busy coming up. I know it's Thanksgiving week, but this is the week where we catch up and schedule all the in-studio interviews because the kids are out of school. 5:31 to go here. As it'd be interesting to see what Berkeley Prep does here with the kickoff.
You would think an onside kick of some sort would be coming here.
Well, you need the ball back, and they're going to kick it semi-deep. Not sure why, but Coco will field it at about the 17, out across the 20, 25, 30, and he gets out across the 35.
Oh, stepped out of bounds.
They may need to we got a flag down, too. You know, I think it's interesting Javen Boggs is out there on special teams.
Well, that's how much you see Coco's, puts emphasis on all three facets of the game right there.
Boy, seeing that name Booker T up there in Coco brings you back to 4 years of misery as a Tiger
Right,
fan.
I'm sure.
5 years, and then Coco finally beat him. Bruce Judson with that drive in 2016 right here. And the Tigers get past Booker T. Booker T snapped Coco's consecutive state championship run at 3. Booker T goes on a run.
Yeah.
And Coco snaps their run.
What battles we've seen. And I'll tell you what, the 2A bracket this year with Bowles, Booker T, Gadsden County, that's who I was trying to spit out, yeah. I mean, that's going to be one heck of a Final Four, I can promise you that.
Yep. I'm not sure what it is now, but I don't think Coco has the rankings to host a Final Four game. I don't know. I think Coco would have to hit the road for the Final Four. And I'll have to double check that, but I'm sure somebody on here will. Charles Bell, if you're there, let me know, or somebody.
Yeah, that's a great question, but, thinking about the wins and losses.
Coco's not the overall top seed.
No, they're not. Gadsden County, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I think so. First and 10 or second throws, and that is tipped. That's a great job there. It's going to be 3rd and 10. That's a nice job by the linebacker there just to get his hands on it.
And I like to see what Berkeley Prep's doing here. No give up.
No.
They feel they're still in this game. A stop here, drive down and score, make them up to 14. That's a 2-score difference then. It's possible. It's possible.
Jacob Butler got his hands on it. And Butler's a heck of a baseball player. Matter of fact, when you think of Berkeley Prep, that's the first thing you think of is baseball. Man, they got some great baseball teams. I think they beat O'Galley it was either O'Galley or Jesuit a couple of years ago. They beat beat O'Galley for a state championship. Throws. That's going to be 4th down. And guess what? Berkeley Prep's going to get the football back here with 4:33 to play in the 3rd quarter. 30-6. I mean, you're down by 24. That's 3 possessions.
2 great drives right there by Berkeley Prep. One great offensive drive and a great defensive stop. We didn't see them score up until that point, and we haven't seen them stop Coco up until that point. So
first punt of the night for
absolutely.
Coco, and Marcus Trout is out, and standing on his own 40 is Dallas Golden. There's the snap. It's a good one, and Trout with a great,
beautiful
punt sends Golden back to the 30, and he's going to fair catch it. That's 15. Why would you do that? And not a smart play by C.J. Hester.
And Hester didn't hit him. Don't get it wrong, but you can't even touch him.
No.
There's just no reason to be even close to him.
That's 15 yards, so that's going to be 1st and 10 for Berkeley Prep at their own 45. But yeah, you can't make that play, C.J., and he knows that.
Yeah, he does.
And C.J.'s going to get an earful when he comes off. Melanie says Coco will host Bowls in the Final Four if that's the case.
Oh, that would be excellent then.
Yeah. That is the last time the Tigers lost in the semifinals was to Bowls. At Bowls. They've been to the state championship now for 3 straight years, winning in each of the last 2. Lost to Cardinal Gibbons in 21. And turns, gives the Troop. Troop battles his way through the middle. And now it's starting to get a little physical out there.
Right side for maybe a 2-yard gain.
So it's going to be second down. I see everybody out there's got their hoods up, blankets on, hats on.
It was when I was down on the field pregame. It was chilly. I started to get the teeth chattering going on. I can imagine what it is out there now.
Javon Harvey says we owe bowls. Yeah, I thought. Listen, not to sound like a homer, but I remember that finals, and I thought Coco got robbed on that up there. I really did on 2 occasions. And you don't hear me say that often, and that is the deep ball down the field and good ball placement only where his receiver could get it, and his receiver was Dallas Golden, and Golden lays out for it, but the ball was just a little too far. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. I would imagine this is 4-down territory for Berkeley Prep with 3:37 to play.
I'll tell you, that was beautiful coverage by Chappell, the younger of the 2 brothers, and he, riding Golden all the way down the field right there. Little bit of hand play, but, they both were, so worked out well.
That Final Four, Kiki's right, that Final Four is reseeded, so whatever those final FHSAA rankings were is about where you can expect the Final Four to be. Hilson gets inside, throws, and Golden has it go off his fingertips. The pass is a little high, but Berkeley Prep's not coming off the field on 4th and 7. So, again, you'll have to wait, but you can get a pretty good feel on it. You have to go to FHSAA, not Max Preps. So if you go to the FHSAA rankings, you'll get a feel for probably what that Final Four will look like. And, of course, in 2016, Coco beat Bowles in the state championship. Bowles quarterback in that game. Remember who it was?
Yes, it was a very, very well-known guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to spit out his name.
Mac Jones.
Yep, there you go.
Mac Jones was the quarterback. Coco spit out.
Who is ironically back in Jacksonville now.
Chewed up Mac Jones and spit him out. In that one, as Coco rushed for 400 yards in that game. John Wilkinson's last state championship with the Tigers. 4th down. This is big play here. Shotgun formation. Steps up. Wrangles out of trouble. Throws. Caught. Nice play.
First down.
That's a first down for Berkeley Prep. And that ball is hauled in by Rico Garcia. And that's a heck of a play right there by the sophomore Cooper Hayes. Nick.
I'll tell you, if Hayes would have held on to that ball for another half a second, he was dead to rights by Hilson. Hilson had him in sight. What a play by Hayes. Great scramble. Way to keep it alive and keep this game moving.
And it's 1st and 10. Ball back in Coco territory at the 44-yard line. 2:54 shows on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Hayes, quick step, throws out to Golden. Golden will pick up 4. Forward progress should give him 5. Should be 2nd and 5.
Great catch by Golden. Definitely not in his wheelhouse. Up to the left. Great turn and catch.
And it's looking like it's going to be a gain of 4 yards on the play here.
So they do spot it a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6 with 2:29 to go in the 3rd. Alan Zlotorzynski, Nick Donohue with you here on Brevard Sports Network, and we appreciate you joining us here tonight. We know there are a lot of entertainment options for you on a Friday evening, and we appreciate you making BSN a stop. We want to thank Tails at the Barkery for sponsoring tonight. And we need a couple of sponsors for next week if we're going to bring you the regional final. So if you have a company and you're interested, get in touch. 2nd down and a long 6.
Hold up.
And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout by Berkeley Prep. So I'm going to take a break, take a swig of water. 1:56 to play in the 3rd. Tigers up by 24. The Commodores are up 24-7 over Titusville, and O'Galley wants to erase any memory of that 7-3 narrow victory over the Terriers back on September the 27th, in which Titusville outgained them by over 150 yards in that game, but lost the game. And tonight, it looks like O'Galley's the one moving the football up and down the field. Here it's 1:56 to play in the third. Cocoa leads it 30-6 as Hayes drops back, looks to throw, fires, wide receiver open, caught, out of bounds at the 5. Perfect throw, great catch. That is number 2, Rico Garcia, and we told you at the beginning that he was more than capable of putting that ball in a breadbasket, and you saw it right there.
We have seen about 4 or 5 just beautiful throws by the sophomore, and they've all gone to Garcia, and boy, they've just been gorgeous.
1:48 to go, and it's going to be first down and goal to go for Berkeley Prep at the 4-yard line. And Berkeley Prep with an opportunity here on that's just a beautiful throw there by the sophomore. I think here you give it to you got to give it to the big guy up here.
I totally agree. Oh, with the pass.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Throws.
Caught. Oh, what do we know?
Touchdown. Dallas Golden in the front pylon. And with 1:41 to play, the Buccaneers have cut it to 30-12.
Golden is an impressive athlete. Their leading rusher and their leading receiver. You know, that route was just gorgeous. He was able to find the front corner of the end zone, kept his feet in with that throw. That's not an easy catch at all.
No.
Impressive.
Now you got to go for 2.
Go for 2. That brings you down to 16. That makes it a 2-possession game.
A 2-possession game with 1:41 to go. And so Berkeley Prep has...
Oh, no, ball on the ground.
But that's not going to matter.
3-possession game, that's tough.
Well, you know, that's just a mistake you can't make, but it's made. And with 1:41 to go, the Buccaneers with another touchdown. We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network.
Ready.
All right, welcome back here. And while it's still a 3-possession game, Nick, it feels like a game.
Such a different feel, you know, and that first drive of the second half by Cocoa might prove to be a very important drive. Had they not scored on that first drive, it would be 23-12 and a very, very different ball game.
And this all starts with essentially a excessive celebration penalty.
Absolutely.
That forces the ball. Cocoa does sort of an onside kick, if you will, right?
Correct.
And it doesn't turn out in their favor. Berkeley Prep takes the ball where the penalty occurred, scores, and now, you know, we tell you good teams, disciplined teams, take advantage of mistakes. Berkeley Prep doing that. And, my goodness. Well, you want to talk about missing a kick.
Off the side of his foot, not what he wanted at all.
It's going to be Cocoa football at the Berkeley Prep 46-yard line, and that's unfortunate for Berkeley Prep. But, and again, right here, if you're Berkeley Prep, you just need to find number 5, because if you don't stop him right here, because Cocoa's going to take another shot, Nick.
Yeah, I don't see why not. They're sitting at the 46, 44-yard line. There's no reason why they don't go right back to Boggs on that post, or maybe even that deep out that we saw earlier in the field going the other way, or early in the night going the other way.
No doubt. And if you're Dallas Golden played in the secondary last year. and he led this team with interceptions. I'm actually shocked we don't see him in the secondary for this game tonight.
That's actually a really good point. You know, they obviously given up 30 points already. They could definitely use some help.
This is Lane again, and Coco's going back to what worked really, really well in the first half for them, and that's the rushing attack. But I think when you play a team like Coco with this wide receiving core, you pull out all the stops, and to me, a guy like Dallas Golden, who is, last year on the state championship team, leads your secondary in interceptions, you got to go to that young man and say, look, I understand you're a Notre Dame commit, and there's an injury risk here, but I I need you on both sides
Absolutely.
of the football tonight. Can you give us something in the secondary?
It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
Oh, there's another Brady Hart run.
Brady Hart straight up the gut there.
First down.
All right.
That's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
So Coco with a first down, and that's going to take us close to the end of the third quarter. And if you're Berkeley Prep right now, you got to get a stop. Otherwise, you let Coco get in the end zone here, and it's over. I mean, you need a miracle.
Absolutely, but at least you could get a miracle. They put the ball in the end zone here, and I think it really pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
The one thing the Tigers have not done tonight is turn the football over. First and 10 for the Tigers at the Berkeley Prep 37. The give is the Lane. Lane cuts back, holds on to the ball, and he'll get down to the 29-yard line.
And this is smart football,
Yeah.
Alan. Run the ball, run the clock down. Don't give Berkeley Prep even the opportunity, the time frame to score enough points to come back in this game.
Dan Newland said, is there a 10-second runoff in high school football? No, there's not. And that's going to take us to the end of the fourth quarter. Is fourth quarter going to be Tiger quarter, or will Berkeley Prep continue to come back? We'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. You'll see the final 12 minutes in the 2A2 region semifinals. All right, welcome back. I'm just reading some of the comments here, and
I love the comments.
Particularly intrigued by the one that said Berkeley Prep owns Coco. That was interesting. Say hello to Coach Helton watching. So comment section's always the most entertaining. I would admit it does. It does rattle my chain sometimes.
I see it sometimes for sure.
It does rattle my chain sometimes. 12 minutes to go. The give, and Lane forward for a gain of 4, maybe 5. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. Sometimes I just can't help it. I got to respond.
Yeah, and sometimes it's too much. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, no.
Most of the time, it's just people.
And I don't think anybody has a finger that he can find the band button quicker than I can. 11:35 to go. 2nd, 3rd, and 2, actually. And now it's going to be Coney and Lane in the backfield with Brady Hart. And this time it's Lane. And that's the first blitz of the night we've seen. And it comes in the fourth quarter. I've not seen a blitz at all tonight.
Definitely not like that.
From Berkeley Prep. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because there is a loss of 1, and now it's going to be 4th and 4. A short 4, long 3, Nick.
And this is interesting, Coco feels like if they can really just get a first down here, they could probably pull another 4 minutes off of this clock and really end this game.
Here we go. Brady Hart takes a peek over. We can't see the signals, not that we know them anyway. And now we're going to get a timeout on the field. I also want to take this opportunity to thank some of our other sponsors. And down there next to the quarter, you're going to see the Uberzati sign. And, Nick, there just isn't anybody better when it comes to strength, agility, speed, training than Uberzati. Tim Stockton, Bo Chavez, Mike Davini, all those guys over there, they do a terrific job. You've got a son that's a product of Uberzati.
Absolutely.
You know a lot of students. Javen Boggs, a product of Uberzati.
I can tell you there's so many Brevard athletes, and it's even outside of Brevard at this point, they're so well known, but there's so many Brevard athletes that are in Division I sports, not just football, baseball, volleyball, that train there on a constant basis.
Volleyball is a tremendous sport that's coming up at Uberzati, and we've had some Uberzati athletes commit and sign national letters of intent this week for volleyball. Brevard County has really become an outstanding volleyball county as well, and Uberzati is a big reason for that. 10:36 to play in the third quarter here. It is fourth down, and we'll call it 3.5 here for Hart in the offense. Trips to the near side, one wide receiver to the right. Hart, play action, throws. This is Boggs, and he has got the first down. And that's just a little out.
And that's just, not to be critical, and I hate being critical, but that's just one guy that you cannot let go free.
You absolutely need
you
to
just
knock
can't.
him
You've
at
got
the
to
line of
you got to
scrimmage.
high-low him. You got to side to side, whatever you do to double team him. Somebody's got to be hands on him on a situation like that.
Yeah.
The whole play.
They can't. And Brady Hart didn't look anyplace else but straight at Boggs. There.
Absolutely designed for him.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful design. He came under the other two receivers, almost like a natural pick play, for him to get out to the flats like that. But still,
we know about Boggs' speed, Nick, but what is not often talked about enough is his route running.
And we were talking about it a little bit earlier tonight with the post route and the stop and go, and I'm not sure there's a route in the route book that he can't run.
And this is Hart with a give. And this is Lane trying to get out of trouble. And Lane comes back. Brady Hart blocks two guys, but it ain't going to be enough. That's going to be a loss of 5. That's a big play for the Berkeley Prep defense. And back there, finally bringing him down, is Luby Jones.
One of our favorite names.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful defensive play.
Cedric Hawkins.
What?
Cedric Hawkins. He's
oh,
savage.
no. See, there's that comment section we were talking about.
Cedric Hawkins is savage.
The barbecue bowl still shows its face in the playoffs.
He's savage. 30-12 here. Second down and 15 for the Tigers. Hart throws, and I tell you what, well read that time. And Berkeley Prep might be too late, but that's the Cocoa Tigers bread and butter play. And Luby Jones again.
He is everywhere, and that's what I felt they should have done on that fourth down. The same coverage right there is what we should have seen earlier.
We'll say hello to Billy Palmer. Billy does a terrific job coaching, and, of course, here on Brevard Sports Network. Third down and 15. Offsides, as unfortunately Michael Mariani with the lane a little too far that time. Now it's going to be third down and 10. And, Nick, it's going to be interesting here to see if Berkeley Prep heeds your advice with Boggs here on this with third and 10.
These are just those important downs that you gotta play him different defensively than you would just any other average down throughout the game.
Yep.
He's such a special athlete, and spending some time on the field earlier tonight before the game, watching him, and he used to be very fast and skinny, and now he is very fast and thick.
Yeah.
He is so impressive in person.
Third down and 10 for the Cocoa Tigers, a touchdown. Well, there's not enough time left.
No, I don't think at this
a
point.
touchdown here would absolutely ice this thing. Hart could go Christmas shopping, and that took entirely too long to develop. Hart had all day to throw the football, and that was a tale of two plays there. And what I mean by that is he may have had all the time in the world, but it took too long to develop in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was another double move. It was a post corner type of route there, and it wasn't an awful route, but the timing was just off. By the time he got to the top of the route, that ball was already in the air, and Brady and Nikki Teeter, for once that I've seen, finally weren't on the same page.
Marcus Trout on now to attempt his season long of 43. This ball will be marked at the 27, 37-7, 44-yard field goal attempt here. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is no good. Pushed it wide right, and with 8:37 to go, that's a turnover on downs, Nick.
Still a 3-possession game for Cocoa, and still a really long shot for Berkeley Prep, but hey, they still feel like they could probably be in this with 8.5 minutes left in the game. Still got a lot of time. You know, a couple of quick scores, or excuse me, a quick score and a quick stop. You know, maybe, just maybe, they feel like they can make this happen.
Yep, and that's a kick Trout's got to make. The snap was good, the hold was good, and he pushes it.
I'd also like to give a shout out to the Berkeley Prep fans for making the trip all the way down here. Long trip. Let's give a shout out to the Berkeley Prep fans, y'all. A long drive.
And Hadley giving Berkeley Prep fans a shout out, and that's a draw play, delayed draw, and Coco is there to stop it for a loss, small loss, but a loss. All right, let's look ahead here. To me, Coco's going to the Final Four. I don't care who it is, Newberry or Bradford, to be honest with you. Coco's going to win either of those games, I thought. I believe that from the beginning.
I absolutely agree with you there. I don't see either of those teams being able to hold up against this offense.
I think that when you look on the other side of this bracket, Cardinal Mooney with an impressive win over Kings Academy tonight. I don't like either Lakewood or Bishop Monroe. Booker T, of course, is, we'll see. But Gadsden County, Bowles. Well,
the good news is they're in the same bracket. So Gadsden County and Bowles, only one of them's going to go to the Final Four. So they're going to take each other out at some point.
Yeah, the cheeseburger bet was for Coco to win by 30. That is correct.
Oh.
That is correct. So I may be owed a cheeseburger here. And instead of looking at the scoreboard now, how about you look at the field and work the camera? 8:04, and it's already fourth down here. And I just think you go for this. And
yeah, I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah.
If you have any inkling of trying to stay in this game or win this game, you got to just give it everything you got at this point.
So it's 4th and 11, and this will be the last-ditch effort here of Berkeley Prep. Yeah, it was by 30. That's right. So, yeah, no, we ain't there yet. Uh-oh. So where do you want to meet up for that burger?
Oh, now.
Hayes throws. Pick.
Oh, picked off.
What a C.J. Hester with the pick. Hester cuts back. He's at the 15. Hester still on his feet. Hester still going. Once that pick six,
short.
Won't get it. The Tigers seal the deal right there with 7:48 to go. First and goal for the Cocoa Tigers at the Berkeley Prep 2. C.J. Hester with the interception.
And I'll tell you, that wasn't a bad thrown ball, and that wasn't a bad route by the receiver either. C.J. Hester played that route as if he was the receiver. That was beautiful.
I want to say you're welcome, Nikita Smith. I appreciate your support. So, 18 straight years I'll be out here for Thanksgiving practice Thursday morning with Coco.
Well, as I see it for the Final Four, this is what I got. I got Gadsden County, I got Cardinal Mooney,
Yeah.
I got Coco, and I got Booker T, Washington.
Okay. All
now,
right.
if you reseed those guys, actually the rest are all one seeds also. They would not.
It's going to be a delayed
host.
game on Coco.
I don't think they would host.
Yeah, I think Coco's a 3 in there. Yeah. According to the last FHSAA rankings, anyway.
But again, who knows? We don't know fully how these rankings work. We got a really good idea.
Yeah, we sure didn't understand that fully until the astronaut debacle. Here's the turn to give, straight up the gut. Lane still on his
Oh,
feet.
man.
Touchdown, Tristan Lane. And with 7:43 to go, the Tigers lead it 36-0. Or 36-12, I'm sorry.
It just looks like Lane's in a different world today. You know, we've seen some really good runs out of him throughout the season.
He's definitely a player of the game.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just everything he's done seems to have worked.
Yeah. I love the fact that he stays focused because this is a 68% passing offense most of the time, and we're going to get him. That's going to be a false start.
The good news for him is when they go 5 wide, they don't pull him out of the game. He becomes one of those receivers, so he stays in the game.
And let's be honest, you know, him and Coney have alternated this position now for 2 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coney, a senior this year. Lane, I believe, is a junior this year, so he'll be back next year.
You know, everybody always says, you know, I'll give you my comment after this, and Marcus Trout kicks this one over to 520. Everybody always says, Nick, that, you know, look, Brady Hart's not going to be as good next year. He loses his wide receiving core. And look, let me just say this. You know, every time we hear this, as it pertains to Coco, right? Because, listen, last year was the second or third time under Ryan Schneider that the Tigers had 2 1,000-yard receivers last year. They had Boggs and I think
was it? No, Teeter was hurt last year. It was
he graduated last year.
Yeah,
transfer in, but he had 1,000 yards. You know, we had Isaac Jones a couple of years ago with Willie Gaines. You know, so we've heard this before as it comes to Coco that this wide receiver, somebody's going to step up. You saw a young man tonight in Zay Hawkins.
And you know, I think other than coming into this year, I think every year prior for the last 4 years, they've all said that. Everybody has said that. Well, next year won't be quite as good. They're graduating this person and that person and this person. Well, next year's not going to be that good. They're graduating, you know, and we just see them retool and reload every single year.
And a lot of people are going to criticize. They're going to say, well, Coco gets all these transfers. And, you know, listen, I don't like it no more than the next guy does. You know, I am the old guy that says stay off of my lawn, right? I'm that guy, okay? I'm the grumpy old man. But you have to understand that this is them's the rules.
The rules are the rules, correct?
Right, and that's the way it goes. And you can't fault a kid who's a 3, 4, or 5 star that wants to play football here.
Absolutely not.
As Hayes rolls out to his left and gets rid of it somehow.
Just in time. He had three defensive linemen on his back. Wow.
And they get, you know, and I'm sure that people will call and report them, and I'm sure the FHSAA has looked into them hundreds of times over 18 years,
and
right?
The thing is with a team like this, Alan, it just does it on its own. It's its own. I hate even using the word recruiting, but it's its own recruiting.
Right.
You know, when you've got a program that consistently, 18 years is making it playing on Thanksgiving week.
Right.
You know, that tells you something.
Well, and let you know you're probably going to be playing all the way to the end of November.
Right.
To go to Coco.
Correct.
Looking fires. That's a nice out, but too high.
And the pass was
And I tell you, I want to talk about Berkeley Prep for a minute, too, because this is a football team that's going to be back next year.
And I was going to say that, and I got a little sidetracked. You know, the amount of juniors, sophomores, and freshmen that they have playing on this squad, and don't get it wrong, they're losing 5 or 6 really important pieces in their senior class. But I am so beyond impressed by these young guys, and they are going to be a force next year, and it's going to be something that Coco will have in the back of their brain, I promise you.
Yeah, listen, if this classification sticks again for next year.
One more year of this, yep.
You know, Berkeley Prep, Cooper Hayes, and these guys are going to be back next year because, like you said, they're young, and, you know, they made some impressive plays tonight. We saw some great throws from Cooper. And there's a screen pass out, And
Pass is going to be caught by number 14.
I'm a fan of Cooper. I was watching only one pass that I see where he was falling away, and he threw it into quadruple coverage. Other than that, I've been impressed by his throwing motion, his stance. He's even scrambled out of some trouble and made some passes here towards the end of the game. So they got a very bright future in Hayes.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's 1st and 10 following the screen to Julian, and this is Golden. Golden comes all the way back across the field. He finds the sidelines, gets down him. Golden all the way across the Cocoa 50, and that's going to be a late hit. This is going to be 1st and 10 for Berkeley Prep, down around the Cocoa 20 following the hit out of bounds.
What an impressive run right there. Oh, another late flag there.
Yeah, that's going to be a mouth penalty. So that's going to add 15 more on to Cocoa, and it's going to be 1st and 10, probably inside the 10.
What an impressive run that was by Dallas. I mean, that was just reverse to the other side of the field. 3 cuts to make it to the edge. That was really nice.
Dead ball, personal foul against Cocoa. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh. And that one against Berkeley Prep. So
wow.
The last flag that came in was the unsportsmanlike conduct, and that cost Berkeley Prep 15 more yards, whomever it was on. And so with 6:44, the penalties will offset. They'll keep the football at the 35, but we have reached the water break. But I want to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association and the great staff that they have up there. And Brevard Sports Network has a wonderful working relationship with the FHSAA, and we look forward to seeing a lot of the staff members at the state championships at the 305 Pitbull Stadium. And once again, if you're not in the holiday spirit, maybe this will get you in it. Right there you go. There's Santa Claus again on camera.
Santa Claus is coming to Cocoa.
I'd also like to give a shout out to W&J Construction. Thank you.
There you go, Santa.
There
it is. You get the ho, ho, ho there. Thank you, Santa.
6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the game right now.
Yep, 37-12 is our score. Cheeseburgers on the line here. Hayes steps up and nowhere to go that time. That is a great job by the Cocoa defensive interior, Nick. They didn't bring any pressure. That's straight four-guy rush.
And, Hayes did a good job of stepping up there, but just had nowhere to go to.
Nope, so it's going to be 2nd down in about 15 now. We got Santa. So, we approach the 6-minute mark. 2nd and 15 for Berkeley Prep. Man, these final 8 minutes feel like forever, don't they?
Right.
Throws. Nice cut. Stiff arm. And that's about as far as it's going to go. Careful, gentlemen. Don't want to pick up another penalty there. As that is number 14. That's Jules Aurelian. And he has played in this offense here in the 4th quarter. He's made some nice plays for Berkeley Prep. 5:34 to go. Third, they actually lost a yard and a half on that one. 3rd down and 16, close to 17 now. As the stands begin to empty. When it's 55 degrees out, you're not going to find a lot of people sticking around. And once again, we want to thank all the people that joined us tonight from Berkeley Prep. I'm sure we'll see you next year.
I cannot believe we don't.
That's a hold.
Oh, that is a big-time hold.
And Hilson's going to get it.
And he still got him.
Yeah, Javion Hilson, the ball's out. Javion Hilson got hold, dragged down, got up, and sacked the quarterback.
Still made the sack.
For his 2nd sack of the night. And that's going to bring up 4th and forever. And the clock continues to run with 4:45 to go. And And I'll tell you the thing, we told you that was a matchup you needed to watch tonight, won by Javion Hilson.
I do agree completely. You know, he's made his presence known, and even if he didn't touch the quarterback knew he was there. You know, oftentimes we saw him scramble when he didn't really need to quite yet, you know, thinking that he could get around the edge, and we've seen Hilson make some serious hits.
Yeah, no doubt, and Hilson has just you know, we've seen technique from him tonight. It hasn't been just all bull rush and power.
I've seen coming around that edge, so speed rush coming around the edge, dipping that shoulder. You know, we've seen him affect at least 4 or 5 plays, let alone the couple of sacks that he got in there.
And a couple other guys I want to give a shout-out to, and that's that entire Cocoa offensive line there. You see Jaquez Joyner on your left and Sandman Thompson on your right, the center, and that entire Cocoa offensive line tonight did a wonderful job opening holes for Latristan Lane.
You know, and that's a great point, and it's something that we haven't emphasized enough tonight. You know, Lane has run the ball extremely well, but to be able to do that, you know, those big guys, they've got to get the props.
No doubt. So 4:16 to play in the game, and timeout on the field. Once again, we want to thank all of you and hope you'll be with us next week. I can't see any reason why we won't be back here. We're trying to find a sponsor for this one, and O'Galley is going to be at home as well if they hold on, it appears, as they are a number 1 seed. Yeah, that's the first stream. We got multiple streams there tonight.
Looks like 30-7 O'Galley right now.
Yeah, that's
third quarter.
That's over. 4th down and a trip back to Berkeley Prep. Hayes from the gun looking, and he's just going to Hail Mary this one up. And that is picked off
is
again.
He inbounds? Yes,
C.J. Hester with a pick. And C.J. Hester with his second interception of the quarter. And I would imagine now we'll see the backups for the Tigers. Brady Hart, is he coming on? Looks like he is.
Well, it is playoff football.
Well, I still think I'd like to see Silvers on out there.
I agree.
4:07 to go with 37-12. This is the time of the year when even the smallest of tweaking type injuries don't heal very quickly.
And, you know, a lot of teams are beat up this time of the year, too. And it's, you know, it's something part of football that you got to deal with. Next man up, you know, and Coco did a great job with 4 starters being out this week. So
that's the other
kudos
reason.
To them.
Hart. And I guess if that's all you're going to do, and it appears that's all they're going to do, because
Number 25 for the Tigers on the carry.
And that's number 25 for Coco
there we go.
On the carry. And that is Javion Scott.
Freshman. See, there we go. I like it.
He got his first varsity touchdown ever against Mainland earlier this year. Scored 2 of them, I believe, in that game. Coco won that game 51-0. Coco hit a rough stretch this year. They lost 3 out of 4. They lost to IMG, which I don't think anybody, I think everybody expected that to happen. But I think what transpired next may have set the tone for what we're going to see here in these next couple of weeks, Nick. And that ball is down. And that is the way they lost to Venice, which I think was a loss that could be put on from the top of the coaching staff down to everyone.
Absolutely.
On that particular. You can't go on the road, score 50 points, and come home with an L. You just can't do that. And so, and then I think the loss that really forced this team to kind of look in the mirror, and it was Nortland here. The way Miami Nortland came in here and dominated Coco.
They did, and Coco went into that game feeling very good. They felt like they had as good an opportunity to win that game as they have any other game that they played earlier in the year. And I think that really was, I don't want to say an awakening, because I don't know if Coco ever needed an awakening, but it really was an eye-opener to say, hey, guys, listen, we gotta like get into this here.
Yeah.
And really truly refocus, and boom, what happened is shutout. What else?
Four straight shutouts
Right.
to end the season. I mean, they beat their final 4 opponents by a combined 200-0. Now, it was expected that that's what that should be. But they averaged 50 points a game, and they got that swagger back. And Jackson and I still like to say this is a program that did not pick up their signature win this year, and I'm not sure that this is that signature win.
No, I don't even think they're going to see that signature win until the semis. And I'm not trying to put one foot before I put the other foot. I know they got to win next week, but
I don't know that Newberry or Bradford's a signature win.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win next week, and I'm not trying to curse anybody here, but I think you don't see that signature win until the Final Fours when you go against one of these other 1 seeds, Cardinal Mooney, Booker T, Gaston County, maybe even a Bowles, would be a signature win.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, once you get to that point, then – but, yeah, I think they're chomping at the bit to get back to having that. And I think they looked at this film and they realized that Berkeley Prep was a young team and there were some areas they could exploit. They did that, and now they move on. So it gets a little tougher next week, I would imagine. And then, of course, it's for real because the Final Four is never a joke.
Never a joke. No matter what division you're in, you can get to that Final Four. Those top 4 teams in any classification are just studs.
Look at this run by Lane, and he's just piling up yards. And Latrician Lane is well over 100 yards tonight, and we are in the final 90 seconds of this one as the clock will stop to move the chains. And once again, I want to thank Tails at the Barkery. You've seen them on the top of the screen all night. They have been tremendous sponsors, and they are a core sponsor for us as well. We may be paying them a visit on Black Friday just to see what's going on. 94 seconds to play as Coco will be practicing on Thanksgiving for the 18th straight year. Pepper says Sandman and Redman have solidified Coco's lines. Yeah, they did, and it took a little time for that cohesiveness to work once the two were able to play, but we certainly see it now. And this Tiger offensive line really resembles what we saw last year when they had those 4 seniors, Nick.
6'2", average, 274-pound average line. It's impressive. And one of the tough things about not getting your full offensive line until halfway through the season is the cohesiveness, like you said. That's the one position that really takes time, practice together to make it happen.
No doubt, as Brady Hart takes a knee, and he's going to take another one here. And so this will be the final play of the game. Congratulations to the Cocoa Tigers. This was an outstanding win tonight. This was not this was a well-coached football team. Tigers will likely see them again next year. Thank you to all the Berkeley Prep fans. Nick, final thoughts.
Coco's as impressive as they've ever been. The run defense against Berkeley Prep was beyond impressive, and that's what we really wanted to see, and that's what everybody talked about. Is the run defense of Cocoa as good as it's been in the past? And I think we can honestly say right now it is.
And that's going to be your final. Somebody owes me a couple of cheeseburgers. I'm not going to say who. And the time ticks off as Berkeley Prep and Cocoa will shake hands at the midfield stripe. I want to thank Tails at the Barkery, Uber Azadi, and all of our core sponsors like the 7v7 Zone 6 Reapers and, of course, Natwick Insurance. Your final score from Richard Dick Blake Stadium. The Cocoa Tigers advance to the 2A2 Regional Championship next week against either Newberry or Bradford. Tigers 37, Berkeley Prep Buccaneers 12. Have a great night, everybody.